Bro, I hate... Okay, why the fuck does this keep happening, bro? Every time I try to fucking interact with something, my character is still fucking moving. Like, bro, stay still! God, man. Makes me want to fucking slam... Ah! Why are you here instead of basking in luxury on Dargonis? Oh, Jerry! You were streaming Red Dead for like 20 minutes, like forever ago, like overnight. And then you went to stream Final Fantasy immediately. Are you not able to just switch games midstream? Like if I was to just go from Rogue Trader over to fucking Hades. Like right now, like this. Yeah, the stream's still going?
Malphon,
are you not able to... Are you not able to just keep the stream going? Or did you just, like, early into Red Dead just be like, nah, fuck this? Because of my cousin Macarius, a furious crease appears between her brows. I cannot stand him, but the feeling is mutual. We can hardly be in the same room together, so I jumped at the opportunity to become your enforcer. I should thank my obnoxious cousin for nudging me towards the best decision of my life. I serve you with all my heart, and wish for no other fate other than this one. She's a bit rough, but I can see her being pretty. And what is your opinion of me? I worked the night show, I was so tired. After the night off, I didn't even know what I was playing when I'm on my days off, to be honest. Honestly, I have to play before I go to sleep. Like, I have to play video games for 2 hours and fall asleep, because if I don't play, I won't play at all. I get that. It's like one of those, reclamation things that they say people do now, where people will stay up later on their phones or whatever, even though they have had a long day, just because they want to kind of claim some time for themselves doing something just basic. I gotcha. I will not dare form opinions about your lordship. That will be unforgivably brazen of me. My duty is to serve, not evaluate. I want to know what you think about other officers. I do not trust them, but I do not trust anyone. Mr. Tolleman has too much power, and would surely be tempted to start deciding for herself what information to share with the crew on your behalf and what to withhold. Ravor is closely intertwined with the ship's systems, which opens up plenty of opportunities for sabotage. He must be watched. As for Danrock, forgive me, but a man of his size and habits cannot help but steal. Runs well on the ROG Ally X? That's what's up. Can you tell me about Abelard? What can you tell me about Abelard? It's a model of competence and fidelity, and all officers and enforcers look up to him with gratitude. The grimace of fierce devotion takes hold of Sourback's face, before she abruptly grits her teeth and continues. It is all the more distressing to see that the years have not been kind to the deeply respected Master Wassarian. Soon there will be no rejuvenant treatment that can save him from the mistakes inherent in such advanced age. But we are ever watchful, and will be there to steady the trembling hand of the honored veteran, if need be. There are thousands of people aboard this ship. How do you maintain order? 2 words, Lord Captain. Suppression and fear. The second be 3. The base nature of the rabble cries for an iron grip, lest they give in to their animal urges. We have many well-tested measures to prevent it. Random night searches, preventative interrogations, corporal punishment, and executions. Of course, the laws of the ship equally apply to the officers. We eradicate the canker of insubordination whenever we find it, without mercy. Well, I hope you don't repeat the mistakes of the previous Master of Arms. You can rest assured. He was just paraphrasing at this point. I'm trying to get through. Blah, 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 find officer, blah, 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 blah. That's all for now. I guess we're not going to have our little kinky hookup yet. And I always fall asleep playing video games during the second hour. Is that why you don't stream for more than an hour or so? Is that like an actual thing you have? Get that fucking portrait down. She's not the rogue trader anymore. I am. And yeah, these are all the people that I guess donated or were like the beta testers who helped run the game when it was in beta, just so people can play it without issue. Oh, it's an orc skull. Nice. Ah. It's a two-handed, though. I don't know if I really want to have a two-handed weapon. I'll give you the sword. There we go. Look at my beautiful goth girl with her shitty haircut. There we go. It's my baby girl. I'm that asleep. Who am I? Trap! Go! Yes, my guy needs to take a nice bath. A lot's happened. Yes, prepare my meal. Yes, let me sit here in this nice, refreshing water. Just relax and close your eyes. That's what I need right now for my neck. I need like a hot bath. Indeed. I'll finish my ablutions alone. Usually you can have someone from your party or whatever come in and have a conversation. They'll chit-chat about something that's been on their mind, or be like, oh, you're taking a bath. Why did you call me in here? Yeah, there you are. Cassia!
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Tell me about yourself.
I am a part of House Orcelio, an ancient dynasty of the Navis nobility. Since time immemorial, our family has served to advance knowledge, pushing at the boundaries of the dark unknown. The Starway Atlas contains 2,843 routes that chart the sectors of the Segmentum Obscurus and reach all the way from the Coronis Expanse to Holy Terra. And uniting the Imperium's thousands of worlds. House Orcelio is bound by commercial pacts to houses Galeatis, Ortina, Drotus, and... There is a dark blue knot tightening on your neck, Lord Captain. I can see my reply is not satisfying your thirst for knowledge. What is it you will? That would be most appreciated, Lord Captain. Hardly. According to the chronicles of the house, I was born on one of the Orcelio worlds. Oh, what was it? Please forgive me, Lord Captain. My childhood memories are too vague. Sometimes I dream about the colorful birds that built their nests in the garden. My stay on the station was wholly dedicated to preparing me for my future duty. Astromancy, astrography, numerology, the histories of my house and the Imperium, as well as other disciplines. For many years, dozens of instructors tirelessly
And did you have any
prepared me
friends
for my
or someone?
destiny.
Like, wasn't all
And
about
once
school?
a year, the Regent gave me a bird from a sunlit planet once. I tried to befriend it and make it sing, but for some reason, it refused and died soon after. The instructors were too respectful of my duty to my house to waste precious time on idle chatter. Aside from them, there were only servants on the station. And you know they have their vocal cords removed, so they cannot break their vow of silence. And since the subject has been breached, Lord Captain, why do you not follow this honored tradition? Your decks are so garish. Apologies, I meant noisy. The rabble don't just chatter. Sometimes they shout and even sing. Why do you allow such a lack of restraint? Rogue traders are highborn, are they not?
You may find it difficult to believe, but the practice of depriving servants of their voice is not particularly widespread outside House Orselio.
Please forgive me, Lord Captain. I was sure it was a sacred tradition made sacrosanct by the ancient vows of obedience. I expect more surprises will be waiting for me outside the walls of Urak. You will hear no
Let's talk about something else. How about we wrap up later, okay?
Thank.
Alright, let's just check in on our Argenta real quick.
Rogue trader.
You say you had a personal request for me? That's the reason I'm here.
I indeed have a request, Rogue trader.
She's hot too.
The accursed servants of Chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valancia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans?
Hey, it's the fucking guy. Yo, I don't know why YouTube won't let me gift memberships. I can't give it specifically, but it says I have like a certain amount I could do per month. And if I pick like 4 memberships, it would give 4 memberships out to people in the chat that have gifts turned on. So I want to give people who come into the chat often, like you guys, memberships, but it's not giving me the option. What good would meeting them do, Argenta?
These children are the future of your crew, and one day, they too will have to stand against evil and heresy as their parents did. By meeting them, by speaking the right words to them, you will honor the memory of the fallen heroes and light the way to heroes in the making. They will always remember the day they met the rogue trader. Besides, it will bolster the orphans' spirits, help them recover from their loss, which can be hard for someone so young.
Make arrangements for a meeting worthy of a rogue trader. I will address the orphans with a speech.
As you wish, rogue trader. Thank you for granting my request.
Of course. So weird when they choose what section gets voice acting and what doesn't. Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House Valancius. Von Valancius. You notice Infernus Master Heinrich standing a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you with approval and bows respectfully when you meet his gaze. Doesn't he look like this one actor? He was in The Boys. He played that that guy with the dog powers who's like sniffing ass and shit. Hold on. Zach McGowan. Yeah, Zach McGowan. He looks just like Zach McGowan. If you look it up, he literally looks just like him. Like, it looks like they were doing this as if, like, if we can get a movie of this one day, you know. Alright, how should I address these fucking group of little orphan nerds? Give them treats and escort them home. I believe a minute beholding the Lord Captain is great enough honor. Infernus Master, do you serve as a teacher in your spare time? Not at all, your lordship. I'm just looking out for them. It's the Infernus way to help folk in trouble. It's our job, after all. So we chip in rations here and there and make sure nobody gives them a hard time. We take the older ones into the clan's care if they want. Many in the guild are not our family by blood, but by circumstance. Indeed. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. I, the rogue trader and lord captain of the ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for our just cause and brought honor to the Von Valancius banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe you will become their worthy heirs. Seeing this guy tell you that? Badass. Teenagers hanging your every word with bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed by your speech. So what? Why should we care? Our friends and family, our parents died in their dozens for you, noble lord, and you just give us speeches. Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotion flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants both to calm him and scold him. It's not really... I mean, wait, no. An iconoclast would say, go. Speak without fear. Go ahead. I'll listen. But I'm trying to go a bit more dogmatic. Infernus Master, since you're so concerned about the orphans, they are henceforth your clan. It falls to you to teach them the meaning of what their parents fought and died for. Thank you for your trust, Lord Captain. We won't waste it. The Inferni know all about taking pride in service, courage, and self-sacrifice. We'll make true heroes out of them yet. Out of them for you. Young ones, you won't recognize them in a year or two. They'll learn to salute and speak only when permitted by their superior officer. But right now, clowning around is all they know. Youth. I understand it. God, the Sisters of Battle are so sick. There's burning candles on their back. Could have been a little harsher, but it is what it is. Alright, yeah. Let's get out there in space. I just want to get into some space combat. Superior officer I am. Hey, you're the only one that I've given moderator status, Clinton. You're the only blue name that pops up in this chat. So you are indeed my superior officer. If anything, you're like my second in command, being the lone moderator. Contact the station by Vox. Deploy a scouting team. The enforcers offered their prayers and proceeded to enter the uncanny station. What they saw inside was monstrous. Astropaths upon their thrones, not quite here, not quite now. Smudged, as it were, across time. Servants reliving their horrible deaths again and again, only to be reborn out of ashes and blood into more agony a moment later. The warp manifested itself here, twisting the very nature of existence. The main hall was covered in a crust of psychic ice. A green-robed blind old man sat motionless upon a tall throne. He was quite literally embedded in the ice, yet he was still alive and screaming. Send Zachary Weiss to the station with a squad of bodyguards. Choir Master Wise boarded the station in person and proceeded to the choir hall. He stood silently for hours in front of the man frozen in ice and held a telepathic conversation with him. Then Master Wise offered a prayer to the God Emperor, and the unfortunate man passed away. Oh, yeah. My superior officer is definitely the way, of course. I answer to her. Upon returning to the ship, Wise reverently presented the Lord Captain with a grim trophy, the late Choir Master's amulet, taken from his frozen body after death. The psychic shriek carrying across the immaterium has been silenced, but this brought the crew no relief. A chilling realization came to the astropaths when he discovered that the cry was masking a different sound, one even more terrifying and surreal. It was the melody of a cataclysm born from a warp, storm of titanic power, so intense that the entire expanse must be able to hear it. It muffles astropathic messages and crawls into psychers' minds, invoking everywhere the same image. A dark, gaping, beastly mouth cleaving the universe in two. Now that the mad choir master has finally stopped screaming, the song of the Immaterium has reached the rogue trader's ship. The Cicatrix Maledictum, a huge warp storm stretching across the galaxy, the result of it. Yeah, so this is what's in the lore. The galaxy is split into two with a giant warp storm right through the middle. And it basically is just, like, in the warp, just a giant, just beastly mouth just opening, like, across the galaxy, making travel extremely hard. Order the station to be explored. A brief and chilling chronicle of the station's doom was found in the scribe's records. A warp disturbance of monstrous proportion wiped out half of the choir at once, turning the astropaths into living portals through which torrents of the Immaterium's energies poured out. Those who lasted longer bellowed and howled about a black rift that had split the universe into before and after, and a darkness that would devour the Astronomicon's light. Heresy! Heresy! Kill those motherfuckers! Burn everything! Void torpedoes shattered the fragile station. One can only hope that the unfortunate souls captured by the warp have perished along with their home. Let's cross the star system. Begin scan. The dead world. Rating G694. Tithe grade? Aptus none. As in, this has no contribution for a tithe. Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. I need to find a way to do like a robotic voice, because I want to like voice act these when they don't have any voice acting going on. And since she has a vox for her mouth, it would be more like radio, like... Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. But she's a woman, but I doubt the vox voices are defaulted for gender. I feel like they're just a general, like, staticky, like, old, rickety speaker box kind of thing. It's pandemonium outside of the rooftop.
One of the officers seemed to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Versarian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance.
Oh, whoa! I'm bugged out! I'm floating! Hold on, wait. Let me finish my coffee right here. I have one step. Let me try it. Alright, hold on.
Hello? Hello, hello?
Nah, it's not like staticky enough. Like, I know it's basically supposed to be like kind of like a walkie-talkie, but a little bit more of like an audio grain to it. Like, it's basically just a speaker replacing their voice. So it's, I don't know, it needs to be, being that 40K is all about, yeah, their technology is more advanced than us, but I put in quotes because the technology in this timeline is falling apart and deteriorating way worse than the technology like 20,000 years. In the 20K timeline, the dark age of technology that they considered, the highest peak of human technology. But we've been slanting and falling apart, and that's the whole premise of 40K. That every day is worse than the day before, and that there is nothing hopeful or anything good in this galaxy, because in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. You need a different cup then. I mean, maybe like a metallic cup or something. I don't know. I'll fiddle around. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant! Avarilla Vent, the young woman standing before Abelard, strives with all her might not to quail under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters, but then manages to look him in the eye and say, I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. Yeah, I know what you meant with the Kuo. You know, I need a different Kuo. Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I see you have already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward the high-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Lord Captain, Lieutenant Avarilla Vent requesting permission to speak. She falls silent and then adds rashly, on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. Perhaps an AI cup? Fuck that noise. In 40K, we called AI abominable intelligence. Deceiver. False machine spirits that do not align with the Omnissiah's will. And the Omnissiah is the great machine god. I will listen to it. Okay. You may speak, but I want a report, not a shouting match. Having two officers bickering in full view of the bridge is unacceptable. I am sorry, Lord Captain. I thought that drastic times call for drastic measures. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I'm convinced that this step is unwarranted, that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech. It's more like, I am convinced that this step is unwarranted and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical glances at Sourback, who is standing not far from him. She maintains a stony expression. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Wersarian and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre in our hands. She reels off the last words as though she knows them by heart. She's clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she's finished, she casts an anxious glance at Abelard, then at you. Why has no one informed me of an insurrection in the making? I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it happens, are in revolt. 30-something years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule amongst the ship. Workers' rule? Workers' rights? As an iconoclast in my first playthrough, I would have been like, well, yeah, workers' rights. What the fuck you doing over here abusing them? But now that I'm being dogmatic, they have the right to fucking die if they don't want to work for the God Emperor, little bitch. It took an entire month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we still battling rumors that the hero survived his execution. It was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. As for the current situation, we have sufficient enforcers to deal with it. But on the ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, he will quell the unrest. I dread to think of what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps he will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I've already given you the means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them. If I may, your lordship, sending a hit squad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. Alright, how did it start? Situation could boil over at any minute, so I'll give you a condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who had been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics had been found alive, but the search has brought tensions between enforcers, and the work is still ahead. And where does my seneschal come into all of this? I shall explain. I beg you to hurry, time is running out. I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is an established order to the way things are done on the ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is a seneschal's role to endure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so of course, when I received information about cultists hiding in the lower deck, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancia will find refuge on her ship. You were too far heavy-handed, Seneschal Wersarian. Arrests, interrogations, massive punishments for entire sectors. It has driven the people to the brink, she says bitterly. Now there is strike on the lower deck, in Depot 4 to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection, but when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force. Abelard, what say you? I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they're not lying or harboring heretics. That way you will stop the uprising before it begins. And what is Depot 4? It's one of the poorest sections on the lower deck. It's home to the clan of general laborers. They're not as valuable to the ship as the families who have served the specialized systems for generations. They're an easily replaceable resource, and one which is now more besides giving succor to cultists and minions of the archenemy. They're poor and troubled, but at worst that means drunken fights and illegal rot gut brewing. We've handled the work of the Depot 4 in the past. We could have done so again if the crackdown on Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. And another point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to the sector. It is located on one of the most populated lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knockoff effect on the neighboring sectors. Master at Arms, the ship's enforcers report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective. Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command, and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors. Bows her head in Abelard's direction. However, a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her lips. That being said, while I entirely share Master Wissarian's opinion on what fate Depot 4 deserves, I must note that this insubordination is direct consequences of practices that he himself has introduced. Mistress Sourback, I see you have decided to follow the lieutenant's example after all. Such behavior does you no credit. Alright, wait. Abelard? Shh. Sourback, explain. The ship's regulations state that a Master at Arms is responsible for resolving all matters directly related to the ship's enforcers. And yet, it's no secret that the Seneschal has a tendency to show partiality. These enforcers and officers whom he has deemed particularly promising are at times given permission to approach him for tutelage. I cannot deny Master Wissarian's experience and insight. The Seneschal has a record of fostering students who are indeed achieved much and demonstrated impeccable performance. However, extending such patronage over the head of your immediate supervisor or superior encourages disregard for hierarchy among your lordship's servants. Today, an enforcer goes to the Seneschal to report an order from the Master at Arms that they happen to disagree with. Tomorrow, they'll go to the Lord Captain to object to the Seneschal's order. I notice a pattern in these actions. Abelard? Mr. Sourback, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage officer to disobey the superior, or one where I would overrule the order, or show favoritism to those who merited none? None, Seneschal, for there have been no such cases in the entire time I have served on board the ship. If anyone were to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct in this regard has always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your imminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate their sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officers' deck handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. It fills those who set apart with ambition and audacity, makes them stand out among the rest. Enforcers are meant to be faceless servants, fighters ready to die. Their fate entrusted to the commander and no one else. That is the sole foundation of order. Lieutenant Vent, would you say the Seneschal has singled you out from your peers in any way? Lord Captain, I swear that Seneschal Wissarian has never granted me any privileges, nor once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions. Although, he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He has offered me extensive guidance in my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know of at least a dozen fine officers whom the Seneschal keeps in his sights to ensure they continue to strive. Well, to prepare a new generation of dynasty servants, to instruct them, and to separate those from potential those who have exhausted it, that is my duty as seneschal. This ship has bays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, technicians, and stewards whom I have raised personally. By the throne, every third person standing on this bridge right now was my student at one point. I see. Evidently, my officers are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I have only myself to blame, I suppose. I am certain the Seneschal was acting within his authority, but I will verify the soundness of his actions for myself, the decisions for myself. Throne preserve you, Lord Captain. I thank you for your support. An enterprising bordering on the sophomoric, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you. Fine, Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which then led to you in the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot for myself and seek the expedient resolution of this incident. Alright. Coming down with your party almost guarantees that you're about to get into some fight, if it goes that way. Oh no, they're glitched back there. I swear to God, if we get into a fight and they're glitched out and can't do anything, I'm gonna be pissed. Hey, it's Viserion. Take that scum! This is your fault, all of it. Assuming that's what he said. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I deeply regret that we can't replace all of the local conservatories. That people dare to disrespect a senior officer. They would have not had the chance to express such disrespect if we were not here, and if the situation had been dealt by the relevant officers. It is a junior officer's worst failing to pass problems up the chain of command. I would have never been able to abide it. I shall say it again. It was a mistake to come here on Lieutenant Vince's whim, Lord Captain. But the girl is the same age as my eldest great-granddaughter. Jeez. Alright, let's just get to the bottom of this.
I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
Because if they have problems and we show our face, then they at least know that we're taking the problem serious enough to be like, hey, I'm down here. What up? Lieutenant Vent, my patience is very thin. I have given you an order, now get out of my way. I cannot comply with that order. This is my deck in my sector. As long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. These are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. The first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. So not all my lessons fall on deaf ears. He does not clarify whether he means Vent, Sourback looming over her, or both. Your lordship. I can't. Reading all this is just, or at least narrating out loud is just a lot. Basically, yeah, no, they're getting desperate, blah, blah, blah. Is that all you have to say? Are you sure you're worthy of an officer's rank, Lieutenant Vent? Forgive me, Lord Captain. I will take steps to ensure such a thing does not happen again. Situation. Your lordship, my people have locked themselves down the bay where the strikers are, including the leaders. We have the situation under control as far as resources allow. Under control, Lieutenant. I came in to lead an investigative unit, and what do I see? The rabble's on the verge of mutiny. There's nothing to investigate. This simply calls for an immediate repression at firing squads. And you, Vent, are a step away from facing charges yourself. I'll speak to the strikers, but this is as iconoclastic as I get.
I always keep my options open.
Okay, why is it doing that? Why? Yeah. Like, come on. Alright, I'm here. Now give me your fucking squabble. We were attacked on the way here. How do you explain that? Here's an explanation for you. The people have been pushed to the limit and now they're lashing out. We don't know, as if we don't know why these top deck units are being sent down here, like the one there that the lieutenant won't let pass. Our clans are all inside the bay that's been sealed off, but the lower decks are big. I'm sure there are some people who would have just had just about enough. We're getting it from all sides. The soldiers have encircled the ones who are rising up, and Death Squad has just arrived. It's no wonder folks are rising up. The words seem sincere to you. Their body language and the glances traded between them reveal that the news of the attack has shocked them. Why are you striking? Yeah, you guys are gonna have to read. I'll give you a second, because motherfuck. Can't be yapping like this. Whoa. The persecution started apropos of nothing, you say? I was told that one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet and that there are heretics hiding here. A cultist amulet? What's that? The gewgaw that you found on the dead drunkard? If it was something evil or forbidden, we sure didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics among us, and anyone objecting their investigation would be punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people. There have been no new faces. Oh yeah, the boots really were fine, and there was no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't know any amulets around. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor, and we're working. When we're working, we bow down before the machine spheres with the large and small transformers and the servo motor, the same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came calling. Believe us, your lordship, we are people of faith. Naive children. Weren't you taught from an early age about the dangers of the arch-enemy's creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them? We were told, Holy Sister, but it was a long time ago. The last time we saw a confessor in the sector, it was just after I had my third little one. That is regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when beasts crawl out of those amulets you stole from the heretic? The Holy Father who was not there, or the scavenger who brought evil down on himself and his neighbors? Abelard, anything to add? Sourback, was it really necessary to torture these people with cold? As for regulation, should the laborers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply, cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. The peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end, they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need of punitive measures will disappear. Well, what changes do you want? Look at this. Here's what. We want you to rein in your damn enforcers. Quit turning off the heat and to stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want enforcers gone from here. We want to be armed. Give us arms and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I'm being the leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things around here. Alright. Yeah, that you're fucking funny thinking I'm gonna let you guys... Do you know what happens when it's such a tight, authoritative, tyrannical system that we have in the Imperium of Man starts letting groups or any level of society have independence or, like, you know, personal oversight? Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, well, next point, why not just say you're independent and that we have to have a contract to give you something so that way you work for us or whatever? Why not give you a whole planet? Why not give you an imperial world as reward, you know? How about, hey, we know what? How about a world? How about we take you to that fucking dead planet that is literally lifeless? We'll leave you there, you fucks. I'm getting really into this dogmatic look because that's some crazy shit you just suggested. My Iconoclast Commissar was probably like, that sounds reasonable. We can work some middle ground. But yeah, we can have you being a little bit more independent. Fuck that! Yeah, even this dude's like, yo, grandma, like, they're always going to have someone breathing down our necks, and they're never going to give us weapons because within the day we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of drunkenness or stupidity. If they stop hassling us, it's enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultists' bodies and we'll talk to them. One lower decker to another. If there are any more of these damn amulets around, we'll hand them over. You speak to yourself and your clan, and I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures. I want real change. They promised us the world now, but as soon as the Anointed One turns his back, these brutes will be on us harder than before. Huh, the third, like, clan leader is kind of, like, stuck in the middle between the two. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons in untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands and we will consider the rest. And there he goes, the deciding vote. Old Nan, listen. The Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions. And I don't know a single person in the whole of Depot 4 who's ever stood next to the rogue trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. And now's no time for you to be a stubborn old crone. Listen to us, Old Nan. The 3 clans of Depot 4 ought to act as one. We've made our mind up. It's your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband the enforcers or give us weapons. We don't need any of that. You two are ganging up on me, is that it? So brave you are against the old woman. But I'll shut up. I will indeed. I won't go against 2 clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace. That's great, just fantastic. Lord Captain, we've all agreed. Thoughts, Abelard? Story about going scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet doesn't convince me. These people are moments away from rebelling and possibly being minions of arch enemy. We must not give them what they want, even if they acquire something innocently. Purely out of their own stupidity does not mean they are not tainted with corruption. In my second war, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard regiment that was stationed nearby. The sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When he finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor. Only the pocket knife, which had grown through the rows of beds like a metal choking vine. So when it comes to scavengers, malcontents, strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my verdict is simple. Give them no quarter. Give some rabble groks, they'll ask for an aggro world. I don't understand brute force and will interpret any concession as a sign of weakness. Well, yeah, we're not giving them any weapons. The persecution will stop, and I expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. This is as iconoclastic as I go. I should have clamped down, but I'm not trying to create problems for myself.
Is there money to be made?
Not gonna lie, I think this voice that I chose for my character is the same voice as my commissar. Which I think I want to try to make him sound a bit more, not pious or noble, but I guess a bit more like, yes. I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Give us a moment. Well, are you pleased with your advanced investigation, Lord Captain? Alright, Abelard, well, let's talk about your role in all this. You allowed this revolt to happen, and your actions practically guaranteed it would. You think she ever stepped foot down on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers, while she dedicated herself to the grand designs of the Protectorate, as any true strategist and the rogue trader ought. Or maybe she spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard the ship, and I would not repeat her mistake. I would be only too willing to trust in my seneschal and not fill my head with such matters, but the situation has spiraled out of your control. Give me a reason why I should continue listening to your advice and trust in your judgment. Right now, I don't see any. He frowns. He's unfronted dignity, clearly at war with his military training, but the latter wins out. He shrugs slightly, juts out his chin, and speaks in a calmer, graver voice. I never expected to hear such words after all my years of service. But I suppose I have brought this upon myself. Allow me to explain. Speak slowly, but the words not coming easily down. Prosperity of the von Valancius Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodore's deeds a sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods of time to distant frontiers on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismically active world. One senior officer betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what else is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I am not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate you from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements. That was a little harsh. I understand, but you need to learn to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it and start living in the new world. A world where Theodore is gone and where you and I have new decisions to make. Yes, Lord Captain. After a moment's silence, he adds, looking at you with interest. Your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places.
Let us not dawdle.
Crazy. That's a dead world. Just a meteor. After whatever. The prison planetoid. The hell? I don't recall this.
Would you look at that?
I am Rogue Trader Titus von Valancius. Now introduce yourself. Ah, from the House Winterscale. Prison riot. Led by the warden himself. My lord Yvain Winterscale, son of rogue trader Caligos Winterscale, went to parley with him. Looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of man must start a revolt on a barren rock?
I always have a backup plan.
The
Disarm.
Emperor favors me today.
I can see the agitation and fear of the servants beside me. But you, how do you manage to drown out their colors with mere words? Their dark hues dissolve immediately, and humility sets in.
I have always desired only respect, not fear. It is good to know that my efforts have not been in vain. Thank you for telling me.
Fate and fortune favor the bold. Keep your wits about you.
Oh no.
I'll make an example out of you!
Cassius and officer.
won't save you!
Death to the weak!
Oh no, we've been ambushed.
I am your doom! I will not die in dishonor.
A mere pain won't stop me. Chaos guides me.
Show me what you've got!
Just a minor
Bro.
setback.
Death to
What the fuck?
non-believers.
Bro!
My way.
The ambush us and they're just fucking literally just jumping us. Like, holy shit. What an effective ass ambush. Unlimited power! The straights. Fuck them up,
But
bro.
of course.
Alright, Cabela. Wait, why? Why did it? Oh, but were they knocked down? I didn't even realize. Shit.
Rejoice in battle!
That's crazy. I'll have less of a chance. The
I'll
fuck?
do it.
All creatures in the cone in front of the navigator suffers 13 to 60 damage. Affected target must also pass a plus 30 bonus willpower resistance test or become stunned for 1 turn.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Trust me.
I serve the ruinous power. Chaos guides me.
Yeah, well, that was your first mistake because, you know, Chaos is a bunch of nerds. My
I'll
guy
see
is
to it
really
personally.
fucking up.
I'll make it happen.
Faith without is worthless.
Let's get to it.
Wow, that's crazy! You dodged both of our attacks? Actually fucking wild. He's trying to get the fuck out of here. Of course, Gabella had to take some hits.
I shall not. Death is a blessing. I cannot serve you in this way. No, this goes against the tenets. I cannot serve you in this way. I would that I could.
No way.
I'm not interested.
Bro, this dude is tough as fuck.
I will do my duty. It will be done. Victory is imminent. Target well struck. It will be done.
I will not.
Death to the weak.
Lame.
On in, maggot.
Wait, what? You ran all the way out there? I thought you were trying to escape. You're an actual idiot. Yeah, good shit.
Was that you? Or
Death comes in silence.
as the Emperor commands, I act.
Nice, Cather just fucking laid out on the floor. Wow, that's crazy.
I will leave footprints of scarlet. Killing brings me no pleasure. The dead know nothing, and neither do the ignorant.
I have a nose for profit and the taste for adventure. Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Basic ass little shivs.
How old were you when you first took a life? You are scarcely more than a girl. Dreadful.
There is no sorrow in stepping onto the thread of his service early. Rather, one should lament doing so too late. Do not feel sorry for me.
The whispers told me how.
The hell? Do you think we're like one of you assembling like that? What the fuck? Some close quarters combat? Or are they killing themselves? Yeah. Oh, okay. They were like pretending to be the cultists, I guess, out of fear, and they were like, now's our chance to... Got it. Give us a reason not to execute in the spot. That was it. That's all it was. Play. You never meant no offense. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a punch in the choppers from the guards, work again. But the new one, do you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devil, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously a stark raving mad. Things only went downhill from there. The guards quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade him. Instead, the overseers started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry or swinging their pickaxes harder and whatnot. And then, would you believe it, they put together a list of best workers. And if someone on that list also showed good behavior, then that's when they get promoted to an optimate. That's the upper crust among us, jailbirds. Huh? Basically started having the prisoners running the prison more. Kind of serious people. And that's, he said, cutting throats together, that's anti-counterproductive. Good one. Good words. Request denied. No,
always keep your eye on the prize.
You telling me you wanted to be punished more? Like, yeah, sure.
This is intriguing.
When target allies who have enemies adjacent. Until the start of an officer's next turn, all melee attacks made by the target deal additional damage. You beat the boss. What were you just playing? Were you playing Liza P? The first boss? That like circus robot or whatever? Nice. Good shit.
Is there money to be made?
Ah! Aurora. Step away from the hostages at once. How do you know who I am? You know, we had this guy once. He was a quiet one. One day he walked into the middle deck bar, threw one back, and then pulled out a gun and started shooting people left and right without saying a word. Then he shoved the barrel in his mouth and blew his brains out. A warden here has exactly the same look in his eyes right now. No!
Chaos guides me.
Nice! Good shit.
I'll do it.
Yeah, this fucking placement with that shit in the back is annoying. The fucking setup with these fucking... the ceiling is so annoying. Hold on a second, I'm watching something. Something that was like an old clip I sent my friend a while ago.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Yeah, seriously.
Death to non-believers.
grace, at least.
Nice.
That's not the Seneschal's job. I'd rather not. Someone else can do this.
Doubt is for the weak.
Here we go. Hammermender.
I'm not so sure. That is not my destiny.
I will endure.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Hammermender.
Damn, gave it to the wrong person.
That's not the Seneschal's job. At your beck and call.
God.
For Von Valancius. Indeed.
Dumb bitch. Oh shit, no! I totally forgot. I knew there was like, damn, there's something I gotta do with the fucking lens. Fuck.
Trust me. The shadows will be done.
Are you a traitor or a...
Cassia.
No! Kibella, why did you keep going until you killed Cassia? Holy fuck. We'll chalk it up to her being blood drunk or something.
I'll see to it personally. Who if not me?
Cleanses the body. I'll do it.
Nice.
She did always want to be a martyr. Darkness.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. Kibella killed Cassia, like just overdoing it. Is there another lens? There is another lens. Shit.
At your beck and call. Victory is imminent. It will be done.
And there's another one over here. Shit.
No, I cannot serve you in this way.
I refuse. My gut tells me it's a bad idea. I won't compromise my principles. I'll see to it personally.
Fuck, 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 fuck. Oh, shit, parry, parry, parry.
I'd rather not. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I will do my duty.
I would that I could. This goes against the tenets. I cannot serve you in this way.
Fucking push forward then, bitch.
No, this goes against the tenets.
Oh, so annoying.
I won't stand for it. I refuse. I won't compromise my principles.
No! Come on, no, come on, survive, survive.
One fewer target. I'm not interested. At your beck and call.
Do you think my body was suffering?
On it.
Aim for the heart.
Come on.
Victory is imminent. That's not the Seneschal's job.
Trust me.
Oh, okay. I couldn't do that shit with a two-handed sword. I kept thinking, like, why am I not able to do the fucking air jump? Good shit.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
At your beck and call.
A dance of blades and shadows. Come, the other side away.
Jeez, look at all that fucking blood spray. It's a perfect fucking little, like, splatter. Holy fuck. Wait, I didn't finish destroying it? Oh my god! What a fuck up! I really thought I destroyed it already. Shit! I don't know why I didn't think I destroyed it.
I'd rather not. It will be done. I will do my duty.
Damn, we could have been done with this already.
I bring mercy and retribution. I shall not fail. As the tenets.
I don't know why I moved it over. I had a better chance at that certain angle.
Let's get to it.
Indeed. Victory is imminent.
Oh, you want to have a little sword fight? You want
I
to talk
am
about
your blade and
mothers?
shield.
No way.
At your beck and call. I will do my duty. At your beck and call. Look no further.
Fuck yeah. On the rare days that Lord Winterscale visited Uric 5, the station was awash in a mist of warm hues. We were forbidden from meeting each other, but I was delighted still to see such rare colors in my home. Now, however, his colors are darkening. Ugh, your eyes burnt out.
I always have a backup plan.
Yep. The shattered glass in Theodora's office when we found her dead, similar glass reflection like the lens.
I always keep my options open.
That guard doesn't have anything that we don't need. Like, everything here is already the same shit we've had a million times. There we go. There we go.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, I'm gonna start wrapping up. I just noticed his body's on the wall. One has like multiple things pierced through it. Fucked. Sign of chaos. Alright, that's it. We are all good. Yeah. Permission to report. Over the past few days, I received several messages from different decks complaining about anomalous behaviors on the ship's cogitators and servitors. Machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no tech litany or ritual pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. The tech priests can deal with the vessel system, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright fees. Captain Currencies for the very cause of errors. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed. Alright, we'll pick that up next time, and we'll actually land on the planet and get that going, start trading shit.